with your host, Andrew Romanella.
When you play Battle in Mario Kart and you don't turn off any of the items, there are bananas everywhere. I mean, it's like you're losing your balloons because you're slipping on bananas left and right. Bananas everywhere. What's going on, everybody? Hey, welcome into another edition of The Rome Show here on 12ouncesports.com. Broadcast live on YouTube and X. I am your host, Andrew Romanella. We got you for the next 30 and change here on 12OZ, and we hope you can join us any way, shape, or form. That's live on the YouTube or that's live on X. You follow everyone on social media. That is super easy task to handle. The Rome Show 1, that's Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and 12OZ Sports. That's the Rome Show 1, and that's 12OZ Sports. Follow both, and you get all the latest on the Rome Show. Mike, you are correct, showing everyone how to comment live on the show. The music means the Rome Show is happening. It's arguably our favorite moments of the day. You miss any of it, the podcast airs wherever you get your podcasts, and the YouTube channels, youtube.com/12OZ Sports, where you can get all of the shows that have aired live and are re-airing. Some really big news coming for the show. So you must tune in tomorrow, 1/7. Not only is it Hockey with Rocky on a Tuesday, but some big news coming out of 12OZ Sports. It's 2025. It is officially year 2 of the Rome Show in the morning on 12OZ Sports, and there's nothing but excitement ahead. And we hope you're going to join us every single day at 7 a.m. We're going to start with that excitement by giving you everything that went on over the weekend, and it was a lot. First, the National Football League finished, okay? There's no Monday Night Football tonight. The final games were all played on Saturday and on Sunday. So we got to break down everything that went in the National Football League, plus the current playoff picture and the firing of Patriots head coach Gerard Mayo, and who else may be fired in the National Football League. I got the weekend top 5 for you, and I think this weekend's top 5 is really good. Plus, I got best thing I saw this weekend and worst thing I saw this weekend. I have 2 best things because even though it is not Hockey with Rocky on a Monday, there was still some big hockey over the weekend. United States of America, the World Juniors champions, beat Finland in overtime, so we will show you that as well. And then, of course, as we do every single final moments of the show, we give you our daily bananas. I got to be honest with you, 2025 was not a good start for Andrew, as you see my 2024 record up on the board. So hopefully tonight I can rewrite the early train in the bananas area. So that's everything for you today. We hope you're as excited as we are. Again, social media, the Rome Show 1, 12OZ Sports, youtube.com/12OZ Sports for everything that you need. Okay. Yesterday, the New England Patriots defeated the Buffalo Bills 23-16. Okay. Now, the score of that game and the winning of that game essentially mean absolutely nothing for the Buffalo Bills. But for the New England Patriots, that victory couldn't have hurt them anymore in terms of their draft status for next season. So before we give you the full score rundown like we usually do each week in the National Football League, I want to start in New England, okay? Because after one season, 4-13, tied for the worst record ever for a single season in New England Patriots history, with the greatest of all time, Bill Belichick, last year in 2023. So 2 straight 4-13 seasons. Gerard Mayo gets fired by the New England Patriots, and not just fired, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't heard or seen any of this yet, you got to check it out. He got fired immediately after the game on Sunday. I couldn't tell you if he was even in the locker room or his office before he got fired. I don't even know if the guy had a chance to thank the players on his team for the effort, for the grind, for what they've been through the last 5 months. I don't even know if Gerard Mayo had a chance to address his team before Robert Kraft decided to pull the plug. Here are the comments from Robert Kraft. After the game, I informed Gerard Mayo that he will not be returning as the head coach of the New England Patriots in 2025. For me personally, this was one of the hardest decisions I have ever had to make. I have known Gerard for 17 years. He earned my respect and admiration as a rookie in 2008 and throughout his career for his play on the field, his leadership in the locker room, and the way he conducted himself in our community. When he joined our coaching staff, his leadership was even more evident. As I saw how the players responded to him, when other teams started requesting to interview him, I feared I would lose him and committed to making him our next head coach. Winning our season opener on the road at Cincinnati only strengthened my convictions. Unfortunately, the trajectory of our team's performance throughout the season did not ascend as I had hoped. Since buying the team, I have always considered myself and my family as custodians of public asset. We have tremendous fans who expect and deserve a better product than we have delivered in recent years. I apologize for that. I have given much thought and consideration as to what actions I can take to expedite our return to championship contention and determined this move was the best option at the time. I am grateful for Gerard's many contributions to the New England Patriots throughout his career and will always be rooting for his success. I appreciate all his hard work and hope this experience gained him will help him in this future. As I still believe he will be a successful head coach in this league, I wish Gerard's family nothing but success in the future. Robert Kraft, Chairman and CEO of the New England Patriots. All right. I got to be honest with you, atrocious. Seriously, atrocious, okay? Robert Kraft has owned the New England Patriots since 1994, okay? And thanks to a one Bill Belichick, now head football coach at University of North Carolina, the New England Patriots are revered as one of the greatest franchise in football history. So you cannot deny that all of that went on while Robert Kraft was the owner of the team. But now I think Robert Kraft is losing it a little bit in terms of what the decisions need to be for his team. First and foremost, okay, you can't start a statement of removing somebody from head coaching position with the fact that every other team was inquiring about him, so you made him your head coach. So you're starting with saying, we hired him because everyone else wanted to hire him. So you're noting that everyone else also believes he's going to be a great head coach. Then you essentially say, in 3 months, the exact same team that Bill Belichick took to 4-13 last season and you fired him on, you've done literally nothing to add to. Minimal. Drake May the most. You've done literally nothing to add to it. You're going to hold a guy that's a first-year head coach who got the exact same record as Bill Belichick to the fire, to the most embarrassing level of fire, Robert Kraft. Like, this letter was clearly drafted for a really long time. Like, did you fire him in your mental week 15? Because that was a really long letter and the timing of everything was way too quick after the game to believe that going into week 18, Gerard Mayo wasn't already fired, which is also asinine. I think Robert Kraft has mishandled this entire situation. It is the 4th straight year in the National Football League that a coach is one and done. There have been 6 total coaches in the last 4 years that have had 1 year of an opportunity as a head coach, and then they've been put on the chopping block, okay? And must I remind you of 2 things, ladies and gentlemen, 2, okay? 1, Jimmy Johnson. Does anyone remember what Jimmy Johnson's record was his first year in the National Football League? Anyone? Hold on. Let's do this real quick so everyone can think about it for a second. Does anyone remember Jimmy Johnson's record? First year coaching National Football League. 1-15. 1-15. Go back in the Wayback Machine. Jimmy Johnson, 1-15. Multiple Super Bowl champions. Okay? How about a closer example to the vest for the New England Patriots? Does anyone know what Bill Belichick's first year as the New England Patriots head coach looked like? Anyone? We'll go back. Let's go back. 2000. Bill Belichick is hired as the New England Patriots head coach. He was the head coach for the Cleveland Browns for 5 seasons, with which he brought the Browns to the playoffs. His defensive coordinator was Nick Saban. But in 4 of 5 years with the Cleveland Browns, Bill Belichick was under 500 in 4 of 5 seasons. Okay. Then in 2000, Robert Kraft takes a chance on him after the New England Patriots. In his first 7 years, really hadn't figured things out. Well, in the year 2000, Bill Belichick's New England Patriots were 5-11. Okay, 5-11. All right, roughly the same winning percentage as Gerard Mayo. 5-11 New England Patriots. Does anyone remember what happened during the 2001 season? Well, I'll take you back. The New England Patriots were the 2001 Super Bowl champions at 11-5. Okay. Not only did Bill Belichick take his team from 5-11 to 11-5 from year 1 to year 2 and go from no playoffs to Super Bowl over the next 4 seasons. Okay. From 2001 to 2004, the New England Patriots won the Super Bowl 3 times. So after his first year of 6 games under 500 football, Bill Belichick took the Patriots on a run you've never seen before. And then in that next 22 years, won 5 more Super Bowls for a total of 6 for Robert Kraft. But I got to be honest, if Robert Kraft one and dones Bill Belichick after the 5-11, you never get the New England Patriots as it is currently constituted. You never get the dynasty of the New England Patriots. You might not get Tom Brady. That's a fact. Because Bill Belichick is a direct result as to why the Patriots over the last 25 years have been arguably the best franchise in the National Football League. So maybe, just maybe, Robert Kraft is now the issue. Okay, maybe Robert Kraft was doing a great job after his first 5 years of finding the guy that he could leave alone and say, go win us some football games. But now you're firing a guy after 1 season, so be it, his first season, so be it. Some things need to be adjusted, but that's being a rookie head coach. And all you did was set him up for failure. You didn't give him anyone better. The GM, the front office, they didn't do anything to make the team better, and now he is the person that has been fired. And the disrespectful way with which you went about it, firing him right after his press conference, he won the last game of the year. At least let him go tonight, go home tonight, sleep, enjoy the win, then bring him back in tomorrow and be like, hey, here's the deal. But to have that letter prepared to fire him 30 minutes after his press conference, I think that's unprofessional. I don't think that's how the best franchise, presumably the best franchise in the National Football League, should be handling themselves. I think Robert Kraft family really needs to take a hard look at what they're doing in their front office, and if that is setting up their team for success. So I don't know where we've gotten to in the football world where it's one and done. Oh, you don't make any adjustments after year 1, you're out. Like, the only person I fully believe deserves the one and done in the last 5 to 6 years was Urban Meyer in Jacksonville. He, without a doubt, hands down, deserved to be fired before his first season ended because of the way he was treating people and the way he was treating his players. Fact, end of story, done. Outside of that, it's really, I try and avoid using this statement, but I use it all the time. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's really not right. It's so hard to change anything in literally less than a year, let alone you don't get to make the choices all the time on who you actually get to put in the uniform to actually play your system, to follow you, and to make a team great. So if all those people up there stink at their job, they can fire you, but you can't fire them, when in actuality, they might be the problem. I don't know if Gerard Mayo is going to be a good head coach, but what I do know is, with the same roster, he had the same record as Bill Belichick, who we consider the greatest all time. So how bad could he really be? Definitely not as bad as the Rome Show, though, every day, 7 a.m., 12ozsports.com, YouTube, X. We take a quick commercial break. We come back. We go through the National Football League playoff standings. We are very excited starting on Saturday. Wild card. We have 2 buys. 1, the Detroit Lions, and 2, the Kansas City Chiefs. Congrats to the Lions, by the way. Number 1 seed slaughtered the Vikings last night. So commercial break, National Football League update, top 5 of the weekend, and best and worst. I know you people are excited. I'm very excited. It's the Rome Show. It's Monday. It's 12 OZ Sports. Stick with us through this commercial break.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
Yeah, it's the Rome Show, 12ozsports.com. Broadcast live on YouTube X.
Thank you for listening.
We appreciate you for listening. Andrew Romanella got you for another 12 minutes or so. Top 5 coming up. Best and worst of the weekend coming up. Your banana picks coming up. And so much to do. Follow us on social media. The Rome Show 1, Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, 12OZ Sports, Instagram, X, Facebook. Social media is the way to go. Michael Carvelis writes in, the worst part is Gerard Mayo is a tried and true New England Patriot. Should have had a longer leash. I agree. Usually when it comes to people that are your family, your in-house blood, your somebody that's been attached to your organization for 15 plus years, yeah. You're right, Mike. You're usually going to treat those types of people differently. You want to comment on the show, go to YouTube or X and go ahead and put it in the comments section, and we will get it live and we can go back with you. Here is the playoff standings now in the National Football League. We will start in the NFC. As I mentioned, the Detroit Lions defeated the Vikings yesterday 31-9. It was a defensive football game till about 5 minutes left in the third quarter when the Lions went on and scored 21 unanswered points. It was 10-9. Then all of a sudden the game ended. It was 31-9. Jahmyr Gibbs, an elite day. 3 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving touchdown, nearly 200 yards accounted for. And the Lions, they moved to 15-2, and they are the number 1 seed in the NFC East. The Vikings, they dropped to 14-3, and they are now the 5 seed in the NFC. So here's how the playoffs roll. The Eagles, they beat the Giants yesterday 20-3. They finished with the 2 seed. They take on the Packers, who finished as the 7 seed, and not only lost yesterday, but possibly lost Jordan Love, their starting quarterback. So we'll see what happens. Now, Malik Willis has played good for the Packers, but we will see. They lost to the Bears 24-22. They're the 7 seed. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they had a little bit of a scare against the Saints yesterday. However, they were able to pull it out 27-19. On the Saints side, Spencer Rattler wasn't terrible at quarterback. Interesting there. Bucky Irvin, 89 and 1 TD. Mike Evans, will hold that clip for a minute, though. Historic evening. Stay with us 2 minutes from now, and you'll see why. They're the 3 seed and the NFC South, champs. They take on the Commanders, the 6 seed. The Commanders, they beat the Cowboys yesterday, 23-19. They finished with 12 wins on the season. So you can see the Dan Quinn and Jaden Daniels effect for the Commanders. And to round out the NFC, you have the Rams. They're the 4 seed. They host the 14-3 Minnesota Vikings. Yeah, that's what that loss did yesterday for the Vikings. It dropped them from the 1 seed to the 5 seed. First time in National Football League history, the 5 seed has won 14 or more games. And the Rams, they come in hot. I think they're winners of like 5 of their last 6 or something like that. They lost to the Seahawks. Obviously didn't matter. Yep, they are winners of 5 of their last 6. That was a 5-game losing streak that ended. However, Jimmy Garoppolo and others played instead of Matt Stafford, Kyron Williams, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, and the dudes. The Rams, though, they're a scary team. Their defense is playing really well, not including the Seahawks game yesterday. The previous 3 games were 6, 9, and 9 given up by the defense. So figuring out something there in Los Angeles at the right time. They host 1 playoff game. They're the 4 seed taking on the Vikings. The crazy part about both sides of the bracket, but we'll start with the NFC. The Vikings and the Lions just played each other for that 1-5 seeding. If the Vikings win, they go right back to Ford Field in Detroit to play the Lions again in the second round matchup. Going to the AFC, the Kansas City Chiefs got slaughtered yesterday by the Denver Broncos 38-0. The Denver Broncos did everything they needed to do, and they won the game, which put them in the postseason and eliminated the Cincinnati Bengals and the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins, atrocious yesterday. Obviously, Tyler Huntley played, but just atrocious to finish 8-9. We got a lot of time this week and next to talk about the closing of teams that didn't make the postseason. We'll save that for then. The number 2 seeds, the Bills, they take on the aforementioned Denver Broncos at home. The 3 seeds, the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens and the Bengals kind of knew most of their fate the night before Sunday. The Ravens beat the Browns 35-10 for their 12th win. Lamar Jackson looked elite. He had 2 TDs through the air, 1 on the ground. Derrick Henry over 130, 2 TDs on the ground. And the Steelers, they come into the postseason on a 5-game losing streak. Yeah, not good for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who lost to the Bengals on Saturday 19-17. A lot of questions on that offense. And then to round out the NFC first round, it is the Texans versus the Chargers. And much like I mentioned in the NFC, the AFC weirdness is the fact that you're getting the Steelers and the Ravens right off the jump. So 2 division teams that have played each other in the last 3 weeks now also playing each other in the first round of the postseason. Those are your NFL playoff matchups. We reposted this on the Instagram if you would like to take a look yourself. I would like to show you my top 5 plays of the weekend. And now top 5 here on the Rome Show is all across the sports globe. Okay, so we got 3 football, I believe 1 hockey and 1 basketball, if I am correct. If I'm not correct, I'm sorry, I just lied to you. Either way, Andrew's top 5 plays of the weekend. All right. Here we go. Number
5.
This happened in the Golden State Warriors game. Check out Jake LaRavia from the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yes, Jake LaRavia.
He manipulates his body in mid-air half-court basket made by LaRavia. Check it out one more time. He gets it, shifts his body, buckets. Number 4 play on the TRS top 5 from the weekend. Your numero 4. We're going to Seattle. Noah Fant. What a crazy touchdown here.
First down.
To win the football game.
Stiff. Fires.
Oh!
What a catch. Made by Fant for a Seattle touchdown.
Noah Fant.
He went up the ladder.
Goes maybe done on the people. Shows his best ability to be gymnastics.
Fires.
Smith, touchdown. Win.
Made by Fant for a Seattle touchdown.
Win on the last day of the year.
Hung on
Give themselves their 10th. And I'll tell you what, some incentives went the way of Geno Smith. Number 3, Devon Vele from the Denver Broncos. Check this out.
Move over, get in your position. Here's Nix rolling out. Looking
Going
for the
out.
rookie
That's
record.
the guy he was trying to get. Interception. No.
Caught! Oh my gosh!
Touchdown.
The double deflection. And a
Oh my gosh, he's right. The double deflection. What's the
3,
If a Denver.
There it is. Holds on. No ground. Knee touches
Let's see if
before he gets out
Troutman
of
touches
bounds.
it before. Right there. Does he touch
Hip
that
throw.
ball? I didn't think so. If he didn't touch it, it's going
Look
to
at that.
stand.
Devon Vele, the PRS number 3
coming
play
in for
of the weekend. Number 2 comes from the National Hockey League. Lars Eller. Check out this tip.
Ryan Leach.
Play of the weekend. And number 1 comes from Tampa Bay. It's not the most special play you've ever seen, but it is a special play for multiple reasons. Check out Mike Evans in the Bucks. You heard Steve Burkhart? There you go, on the broadcast right there. 11th straight 1,000-yard season to start his career, second most to Jerry Rice, who had 14. Mike Evans, future Hall of Famer, doing it right there for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And those, ladies and gentlemen, those are your top 5 plays of the weekend. Congrats to those humans. You know, if I had a bigger budget here, I'd definitely send Mike Evans this Rome Show Football Club hoodie that I have made for myself. I think he would like it. You know, maybe that's what we'll start. Maybe we'll start doing, if you are top 5 play of the weekend, you are the number 1 play. Maybe we'll send you something from the Rome Show. Another comment from Michael Day. He writes, it's almost as if Kraft hired Mayo for optics, but wasn't really who he wanted. Hence the 1 year only and quick rug pull. Couldn't agree, Mike. Couldn't agree more, Mike. I don't understand. I love that all the people that comment are Michael, by the way. Fire me up. I don't understand why you do that. It's just not right. And then I think you're spot on. Probably got forced into it by his own mental. Like, other people are calling about this guy. We can't let that happen. What if he's the next Bill Belichick? And then you have one bad year. And it's like, this isn't Bill Belichick. And now watch, I bet Gerard Mayo in like 7 years, maybe not next year, year after, you might have to go be a coordinator, but you're going to see Gerard Mayo coming back. And watch, I somehow, some way think it's going to end up being that he is a really good head coach. Let's give you best and worst of the weekend before we give you our banana picks and we get the hell out of here. First, we're going to go worst of the weekend, and worst of the weekend is me just telling you about a story of Jimmy Butler. Exactly right. Just like the sad trombone, Jimmy Butler forcing his way out of Miami. He made comments the other day after a game. The comments were this: Jimmy, can you regain your joy from the game playing here in Miami? He said, probably not. And so Pat Riley, love Pat Riley, GM of the Miami Heat, executive, whatever, he suspends Jimmy Butler for 7 games and now reopens this can of worms of possibly trading Jimmy Butler. Why this is the worst of the weekend is because I don't believe any player in any professional sport should be able to control the narrative the way that basketball players control the narrative. Hey, Jimmy Butler, you don't like where you're playing, but yet you're still under contract? Suck it up. Just like the rest of America that has to do whatever their boss tells them to do, even if they don't like it. So my worst of the weekend is Jimmy Butler's selfishness. Selfish. Think about where your reputation is because you've been a Miami Heat. And oh, by the way, it was good enough for Dwayne Wade. It was good enough for Shaq after he left the Lakers, but it ain't good enough for Jimmy Butler. Nah, I'm good. If I'm the Heat, I sit him the rest of the year. I make him eat all of his own words. You're going to be a Heat for the rest of the season. We already know we're not winning the championship. You're not getting traded and getting what you want out of this. I am over that in the National Basketball Association. Woof. All right, and your best of the weekend. I got 2 of them. Yes, sir, I got 2 of them. First, your number 1 best of the weekend. Oh, I never hit that sounder for Mike Evans. I'm sorry, Mikey Mike.
Number
About continuing to grow and elevate his play in Carolina.
No look.
And he knew it before the ball even got there.
Panthers head
That
coach
was Steph
after
Curry
the game
throwing
when
up
he
the
had Mark
three
High.
and retreating without even seeing it.
Bryce Young finished the year strong, but arguably more important because this one is for our country, ladies and gentlemen. This one is for all of the marbles. I'm going to have to play this on the Bluetooth because I don't think I had enough time to get it on. Just listen up.
Pass for Stiga. Here comes Teddy Stiga. Oh, Stiga shoots, scores! Teddy Stiga, golden goal! The United States has won back-to-back World Junior gold medals for the first time in its history. USA. Teddy Stiga's first goal of this World Junior Hockey Championship is the overtime winner.
With 11:59 remaining in the overtime period, the United States of America, for the second straight time, is the World Junior Champions. Fire me up versus the Finns. I think I might have said Swedes at the beginning of the show. It's Finland, not Sweden. Nonetheless, it's the United States that is the champions of the World Juniors. Best and worst of the weekend is brought to you by no one. Okay, so if you want to go to 12OZ Sports and you want to say, hey, I would really like to be the sponsor of Best and Worst of the Weekend for the Rome Show, or I want to be the sponsor of the Weekend Top 5, hit our boys up at 12OZ Sports. You can start sending us some money, which would be awesome for the show. We love that stuff. But then also you could sponsor what I think is going to be an elite segment in the 2025 calendar year. An elite segment for us since we started this show. Oh, yeah, that has been our daily bananas.
Ba 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 na na ba 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 na 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 ba 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 na na.
I know we're a little late, but hey, listen, we had a lot to talk about. And honestly, you wouldn't want it any other way. That's right, Michael. We're slipping on the bananas. Time to make some money. Unfortunately, if you listened to me on Tuesday or Wednesday of last week, it was not a good day for the Rome Show in terms of bananas. We went 1-3. I really thought the Vikings could battle there. I thought the Lions might eventually win, but I had the Vikings at the +3. That didn't happen. I had Gunnar Stockton at 2+ TDs. That didn't happen. I only had one, and I had UGA at +1. That didn't happen either. So I was 0-3 there, but I did have the Bengals at the -1.5. So it was a 1-3 start to the new year. I'm not happy about that. So I'd like to move forward. In order to even out the pick segment, because usually we go at 3, I got overzealous since I was going to miss the Friday show and pick 4. We're only going to pick 2 today. So we're going to go in the National Basketball Association because we do not have any football tonight. I'm going to give you 2 from the NBA. The Memphis Grizzlies and the Los Angeles Clippers are both 2 of the best teams in terms of against the spread numbers in the National Basketball Association. The Memphis Grizzlies are favored by 4.5 against the Mavericks tonight. So I'm going to take the Grizz at that 4.5. Very similar teams coming in here, both slightly over 20 wins. Not elite level basketball, but not bad either. Both have a superstar on their team. I'm going to go with the numbers. Give me the Memphis Grizzlies at the -4.5. And then finally, the Los Angeles Clippers. They are underdogs tonight in Minnesota by 2.5. Kawhi Leonard came back for the Clips. They're 21-17, I believe. Minnesota's okay. Shut down Ant Edwards, who scored like 50 the other night, but they still lost. So I'm going to go with the numbers. I'm going to take the Clips at the +2.5. Those are your daily bananas for today. And that's the Rome Show here on 12OZ Sports. We hope you liked it. We liked it. We always like it. We're here every day at 7 a.m. Follow the Instagram, follow the Twitter, follow the YouTube channel /12OZ Sports. Do all of the things. Head to RomeShowShop.com as we always love for you to do. I'm Andrew Romanella. You have an electric Monday, and we will see you tomorrow at 7 a.m. Until then, peace.
Thank you for listening.